Piece chapter 787, man. God dang, this was a chapter for you, man. This was a chapter for you. So, hands down, my favorite moment has got to go to Zoro, right? It's got to go to Zoro because Zoro gets off on Kinemon and Conjure, and he tells him, he says, hey, so what, this is Doflamingo's Birdcage. Fuck that, I'm pushing that shit back. You mean to tell me that one man's power can't be stopped? I refuse to believe some shit like that. And then Zoro proceeds to take his swords, run armament hockey through them, and he's not only trying to push them back, but he's trying to slice it. I love what Zoro's doing. Zoro's just going balls in. And even Franky caught on what he's doing. And Franky's like, hey. I'm about to push this damn factory back. It's made out of sea prism stone. Tontadas, help me out. And they're trying to push. And so on both sides, they're trying to keep that cage from expanding. And while Doflamingo's just running roughshod through all of these fodder Coliseum fighters, right? Who, I mean, to their credit, they try to do the right thing and try to buy Luffy time. Looks like they bought about 6 minutes because now there's 4 minutes left. But Doflamingo's like, hey, I don't even need stamina to take you guys out. He's like, Straw Hat will rue the day that he made this decision. And he proceeds to try and make the cage shrink even faster. And when this is happening, everybody's just freaking out. Everyone's like, oh God, you know, he's not playing by the rules anymore. It's because, again, like I said before, Doflamingo's the type of person, once you start beating him, you know, go back to like the 2000s, you know, when I was growing up, before, you know, online gaming was like a huge thing, right? You had to play with the person right next to you in the room, and you'd be beating the dude, and then they'll just hit the reset button. They hit the reset button, and you got to start all over. And, you know, just like stuff like that. That's Doflamingo, man. He's the rage quitter. In this case, it's like, fuck it. I'm just going to kill everybody. I'm changing the rules yet again. And Luffy, throughout all of this, is just saying, just buy me a little more time. And I think that says a lot, and I think that shows a lot about Luffy's maturation process. Because Luffy, back in the East Blue, would say, fuck it, I'll get in there, I'll see what I can do, I'll figure it out as I go. Now, Luffy has a plan, he's sticking to it. He's sticking to it. This would have been the same Luffy, mentally, that fought against, say, Don Krieg. He just would have kept fighting and feeling his way around it. In this case, he knows the only way I can beat Doflamingo is if I go back into Gear 4 and if I land one more hit on him. And what's so crazy about this is, like, as I'm coming to that conclusion, Sabo even makes it. He says, like, you finally learned to call your own shot. And what I love about this is it just shows that, like, in a character like Luffy, he shows that when you lose something dear to you, you mature, you grow, you're forced to evolve. And the lessons that Sabo and Ace are trying to teach him back when they're growing up, Luffy's grasps now. And I like how with Sabo, you know, for him, the fight against Blackbeard's man Burgess is real. Like that's a personal fight. Just like fighting against the admirals will be personal for him. And what he does is he says, like, hey, Luffy, I'm going to have my hands full. I can't fight alongside with you against Doflamingo, but I can at least take down Burgess. And we find out that, you know, Sabo comes to the conclusion of, yeah, I guess you're after people who have powers. You're after people who have power fruits. So that's okay. That's okay. That's what you want. You can come get me. And he activates the flame fruit. And Burgess just loses it because he realizes that Ace was the one who got that devil fruit. And so what I also like about this, Sabo's the one who got the devil fruit. But what I also like about this is it gets to that point where now everything's come full circle. It's come full circle. Not only do the people of Dressrosa realize there's a pirate fighting for their freedom, but even the people holding that competition, even the announcer, he realizes that Sabo had to eat that devil fruit. Luffy had to win the devil fruit because it's their brother's power. And even though they're trio brothers and they're not there together physically anymore, they're still there in spirit. They're still connected. And I like how Oda just had all this kind of tying in a very beautiful way. I really, really like that, man. I wish we would have seen a little more of Sabo's fight. I get why Oda kind of jumped around because with Dressrosa so far is there's just been so much stuff bouncing around over and over and over. I'm guessing the anime is probably going to pick up a lot of the slack on this and show us more of these fights, because otherwise Oda would never get done with this arc. You know, Dressrosa would be something like Naruto's third great ninja war, which, I mean, like, that war lasted from hell volume 53 to volume 72. That was much too long. You know, Dressrosa, I don't even think Dressrosa's been 10 volumes. I mean, Oda's kept the right number of pace up, because he hasn't tried to give too many different characters spotlight that don't need it. He's continuing to move the story forward. So, I mean, I really like this, man. You know, I don't really have a chapter question, though. I don't have a chapter question. Probably have one in the next chapter review, depending on what the developments are. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day, guys.